All right. Good evening and welcome to the Township Committee meeting on December 8th, 2022. Adequate notice of the December 8th, 2022 Township Committee meeting has provided in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act by posting written notice and agenda of the meeting on the bulletin board in the municipal building, 1000 Route 10, Township of Hanover, and by hand delivering, mailing, or faxing such notice and agenda to the following newspapers: Morris County's Daily Record, the Star Ledger, Hanover Eagle, and by filing the same with the Township Clerk. Mr. Giorgio, would you please take a roll call?
Committeeman Cahill. Here. Committeeman Francioli.
Here.
Committeeman Gallagher.
Here.
Committeeman Mahalko.
Here.
Mayor Farramasta.
Here.
5 members in attendance.
Okay, thank you so much. Please all rise. Please join us with the Pledge Allegiance to the flag and remain standing. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing as Deputy Mayor leads us in a prayer.
Almighty God, we ask you bless this governing body with an abundance of wisdom and understanding, so that every deliberation will result in actions which will promote the common good and the general welfare for all the people of Hanover Township. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Our first order of business is the public hearing and adoption of ordinance numbers 30-2022, 31-2022, 32-2022, and 33-2022. At this time, I'd like to ask for a motion to convene the public hearing of all 4 ordinances.
Make a motion.
Second?
Is there anyone in chambers wishing to be heard concerning these ordinances? If so, please state your name and address for the record and which ordinance you'd like to make a comment on.
Motion to close. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 30, 31, 32, and 33?
Make a motion. Second.
On roll call, Committeeman Cahill.
Yes.
Committeeman Francioli.
Aye.
Committeeman Gallagher.
Aye.
Committeeman Mahalko.
Yes.
Mayor Farramasta.
Aye.
So adopted. Our next order of business is the approval of resolutions as a consent agenda. Resolution numbers 207-2022 through 217-2022. Does anybody of the governing body have any questions regarding any of these resolutions?
Motion for approval.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next on the agenda, we have to pay our bills in the amount of $9,165,556.13. May I have a motion to pay them?
Motion to pay the bills.
May I have a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And lastly, we have 4 raffle applications for approval. May I have a motion to pass raffle applications RL 3375, RL 3376, RL 3377, and RL 3378.
So moved?
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mayor and the members of the Township Committee, that clears the agenda, and I thank you very much.
And we thank you very much for running a very efficient meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to get a motion to open the meeting for public, please.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
If there's a member of the public who'd like to address the Township Committee at this time, please do so by stating your name and address at the podium. Okay, at this time, may I get a motion to close this portion of the meeting?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, before we convene into other business, I'd ask Mr. Giorgio to provide us with a special update report on Pine Plaza. This is something near and dear to the Township Committee. Wanted to see improvements in advancing commercialization in Pine Plaza. And Joe works diligently, working with the commercial property owners there in trying to advance that in compliance with the zoning, in compliance with town regs. Mr. Giorgio.
Thank you, Mayor. As you may be aware, on the Pine Plaza Development site, now known as the Town Center, there is an area which is designated as Patriots Path easement. It's actually 0.84 acres. That property, that Patriots Path easement, is deed restricted, which means that it can only be used for open space conservation purposes. So in order for the developer to actually move ahead with his plan for that portion of the site, which is the easterly portion of the site, the state requires that because that is deed restricted, Patriots Path has to be relocated. And it will be relocated via a public hearing that must take place by the Township Committee in accordance with NJDEP Green Acres regulations and regulations of the state of New Jersey. In fact, it's one public hearing, but actually in two parts. And that will take place on the evening of January the 12th, 2023. It's a very bureaucratic process in letting the public be aware, and it's all for the basis of transparency, and that's good, to let them aware of the fact that this Patriots Path easement must be relocated and replaced. The actual Patriots Path is, as I said, 0.84 acres. It actually will be expanded to 1.04 acres, another 2/10 of an acre, which is a good thing. But the process is very cumbersome, to find a better word, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. In order to do this public hearing, the township had to place a 4x8 sign right in front of the entrance to the Pine Plaza entranceway by the jug handle. There's a 4x8 sign there right now, green background with white lettering. And it explains about the public hearing. Krista, I don't know, did you give out this to the Township Committee yet? So let's give this out, just so the Township Committee is aware, thank you, Krista, of what we have to do. So the sign is one element. What happens next is that this public notice that Krista is giving out has to also be placed, framed as a display ad at least 30 days prior to the public hearing. And this display ad will appear tomorrow in the Daily Record. So that notice which I've just given out will be in tomorrow's Daily Record. Then, what Krista had to do, you have to place legal ads in the Daily Record on December 13th, December 15th, December 20th, December 22nd, December 27th, December 29th, January 3rd, and January 5th, leading up to that public hearing. Again, in the interest of transparency, to make everyone aware that this public hearing will take place. Krista also had to retain the services of a public stenographer. So a transcript of the public hearing has to take place. When that happens, we will have a gentleman by the name of Frank Pinto, who is a former Morris County member of the Morris County Planning Office, is our consultant. And Mr. Pinto will be giving a PowerPoint presentation here in the main meeting room about what this replacement and relocation of the path is all about. We also, Krista, had to send out to the following boards and commissions: Planning Board, Board of Adjustment, Open Space, EDAC, Landmark, Environmental Commission, and Green Team, an email to every single board member. It couldn't be just to the chairman. It had to be every single board member to indicate that this hearing is going to take place on the 12th of January. In the event of inclement weather and we have a major snowstorm, it will be postponed to the evening of February the 9th. So the state requires that we have a follow-up date in the event of a snowstorm. In addition to all the notifications internally, we had to notify outside agencies such as the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs, Office of Planning, the Commissioner's Office, the New Jersey Highlands Council, the Morris County Board of County Commissioners, the Morris County Open Space Trust Fund Committee, and also the Morris County Planning Board. And this was really, between Kristen and I, spent a lot of time in doing all of these notifications. But we're past that hurdle now, and finally we're happy that we're on our way to now the public hearing on the 12th of January. So, ladies and gentlemen, members of the governing body, that is a brief synopsis of what the Township Committee will entertain on the evening of January the 12th.
Thank you. Any questions from members of the committee as to the next steps in terms of trying to advance commercialization?
Oh, and one more thing, Mayor and members of the Township Committee. The public hearing, after the public hearing is held, the application has to be submitted to the Commissioner of the NJDEP, and it has to go to a state board known as the State House Commission. And the State House Commission usually meets quarterly. The next State House Commission meeting is probably going to be in late April 2023. So before a site plan is approved by the township, so that the developer can proceed with his, at least the townhouse portion of his development, the State House Commission has to give its stamp of approval. So it's a very lengthy process. That's it in a nutshell.
Thank you.
So at best April.
Mr. Giorgio.
At best, late April.
Yeah, late April into May. Wow.
That's best.
At best.
At best.
Okay, any questions for Joe on this? Joe's worked very diligently to make sure that we have a plan in place to address these issues of DEP. So I think we have it. We're going to go forward with it. And I think that this will help us get going, get some traction at Pine Plaza that we so duly deserve to see. All right. Next order of business is if there's any members of the Township Committee that have anything that they would like to report on. No,
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I'd just like to bring to the public's attention a few important things, if I might. The library, the Lebanon Library brings to my attention the fact that due to impacts of COVID now rearing its head once again, they will be adjusting the hours of service for the library. And Thursdays, they will close at 5:30. On Fridays, they will go only 9 to 2, curbside only. Saturday, 9 to 1, curbside only. Our library board will return to meeting virtual until this is remedied. There's a great sidebar comment. There's a great deal of confusion regarding these health issues with COVID and now the flu. The stats that we look at from the state on the 7-day averages for the state of New Jersey on COVID is under 2,000 cases. It's probably at the lowest it's ever been. But in conjunction, we're hearing now that there is an uptick in the flu season, the flu being the now dominant virus to be dealt with, and in conjunction with still COVID is causing us now to be more concerned. Here in Hanover, though, I am happy to report that while we've seen some increase in COVID, it is not at a significant level at all. But once again, my reminder for those of us who use the library, please be aware or check their website for the hours that I just gave you. So thank you, Mr. Chairman, for that.
Okay. Any other members of the committee have anything they want to report on?
I have a few things. I'll keep it quick.
Please.
I'll keep it quick this time.
Please.
Thank you very much. I just want to remind everyone that Recreation has its Winter Wonderland this Saturday. That's December 10th, from 5 to 7 o'clock. It's going to be at the rec center in the parking lot like it was last year. The PBA will be serving hot chocolate, And the Interact Club will be serving cookies, there'll be lights, there'll be music, and Santa arrives at 6:55 to light the tree. And the lights will be left on for the rest of the season, so you can drive by afterwards if you can't make it on Saturday. So just want to remind everyone, again, 5 to 7 o'clock. And there'll be other crafts and other things going on as always. In addition, we have the ice rink. Last year, it was set up on the ball fields across the street. This year, we put it actually behind the rec building. It's a little bit flatter, a little bit, kind of more secure. Pardon me?
With the bocce courts?
Where the bocce courts were, yeah, correct. Yeah, we put the ice rink back there. Obviously, it's not ready yet, it's not frozen, but once it is, people will be welcome to come and skate on it. It'll be free skate, there will be no hockey. You're not allowed to have hockey there, it's not set up for it. The pucks will do damage to the perimeter of it. So again, it'll be a free skate, and you'll be welcome to come whenever it's frozen. And there'll be a sign up allowing it, letting people know that it's up. Another thing, one more thing with recreation, everything is in full swing. The basketball, the wrestling, the ski clubs are all lined up. But I just wanted to bring to our attention, we actually have a new club, women's basketball. We started this year. We had a demand for it, and we've got a couple teams for women's. And if anybody has any interest, reach out to the Recreation Department. I'm sure they'll get you in there. But it was nice to have a new event coming up. One more thing I want to bring up with the cultural arts. We're always looking for members, so if anybody's interested, please reach out. We do have the winter concert put on by the Hanover Wind Symphony this Sunday. Okay, that's this Sunday at MJS Memorial Junior School in the auditorium, 3 p.m. So put that on your calendar. And also, in January, we're going to have the Chinese New Year celebration again. So I'll give you further information as we get a little bit closer, but it's nice to have that back again. It was always a really popular, very fun function to go to. So,
Good to see you have a number of events.
one more comment.
Sure.
I just wanted to point out, we passed an ordinance purchasing a piece of property today, and then there's also a resolution accepting funds. So we are purchasing what we've known to call it is the chicken farm. It's on, it's
Rooster Farm.
the Rooster Farm. It's on the entrance to the Bee Meadow Pool. That's the field there on the right. So that'll be added to our open space and recreation. In addition, we did receive funds from the county, $220,000 to help purchase that and to also knock down the buildings that are there. And hopefully some more funding is also coming. So again, another good addition to our Bee Meadow Park system over there.
Great strategic acquisition.
Absolutely.
Use of open space money, expansion of our premier park. Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
How's Phase 2 coming, Jerry?
Phase 2 is, I'm sorry, of the trails?
Of the trails?
Yes, we had, the consultant received some comment back from the DEP on a minor realignment of the trail.
Okay.
Out by Reynolds Avenue.
Mhm.
We wanted to avoid some of the pond. So they're making those changes back to the DEP, and hopefully, at some point, we will have a permit with the DEP. for those
Okay.
plans.
So Phase 2 is coming soon?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Sorry.
Committeeman Cato.
Just to confirm, we are meeting, our second meeting in December, and we'll be having a public hearing then as well?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll save my holiday wishes and all that stuff for that meeting then.
You can
So
bestow
really,
your holiday greetings.
I will store them, yes, thank you. And so really, only just a couple of things. First, I just wanted to mention, Mr. Committeeman Mahako and myself were liaisons to the schools. We had attended a parent-teacher organization meeting yesterday at Whippany Park, which was included a presentation regarding the bond ordinance that's going to be voted on December 13th. I just wanted to make it clear so everybody knows that the election is December 13th between 4 and 8 p.m. Information regarding that bond ordinance and the work that's going to be, the dollars will be used for improvements to both Whippany Park High School as well as Hanover Park High School. More detail can be found on hpreg.org. And as well as where one would vote, but just be aware that that's going to occur Tuesday, December 13th, next Tuesday. And then the only other thing I would mention is, please be aware, like I mentioned every year, the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over program is in gear, not just in Hanover Township, but throughout the area. So naturally, we encourage everyone to to think twice before you have too much to drink and jump behind the wheel. It can cost you a lot more. There'll be some more enforcement out there watching for that sort of thing. So.
Thank you. Driving safely is critical, especially during this time of the year. Drinking and driving, we all know, do not mix. Okay, Deputy Mayor.
Thanks, John. I have one point that I'd like to make tonight. In addition to many of my detail as a committeeman, I also work with the Mars Essex Mental Health Association. And it was Bill Byrne that I heard this from first, said the most valuable thing we have to give or to share with anyone is our time. The holiday season is here, it is upon us, and it's a beautiful thing for many of us, but it's also a very sad time for too many people. So what I would recommend for my friends, and I'm guilty of this too, is if you have a few minutes, pick up the phone and make a phone call to somebody you may think would appreciate hearing from you. A happy voice, a good story, a funny story. Just let them know you're thinking about them. And believe me, I'm as guilty as anybody, and I said it last year, there's quite a few people that I should probably reach out to too, and I will try to. But it's a beautiful time, but again, it's a sad time for too many, and the most valuable thing we have to share is our time and our thoughts. So that's it, John.
And it's a great act of kindness and something that we can make a difference in this holiday season that we're approaching for the lives of many people. So let's all heed that recommendation, because it's a very good one, very, very important. Okay. Quick update on Operation Streetlight. Operation Streetlight was a campaign that the committee put together to improve safety in our township. Our goal, especially with the nights getting longer and the days getting shorter, is to make sure that we have our streetlights all working. Through the efforts of our police department, our scouting organizations throughout the township, and the general community members who pitched in as well, we've identified over 100 streetlights that are out in our town. And they've been officially given to our representatives at JCP&L to address them. Advancing public safety, especially during this time of holiday driving period, is crucial. So I'm thankful on behalf of the Township Committee that people have heeded this and are going to be reporting this information. It's making a huge difference. Okay, we're all experiencing increased costs, and one of the biggest increased costs many people are facing this year is their utility bills, the cost to run their homes. Inflation has significantly spiked cost of operations. There's two opportunities that you have, hopefully at no cost, to see if you can improve the cost of operating your own residence. They are as follows. Number one, the BPU has something called an energy audit evaluation. They're doing a full-up energy evaluation audit of Hanover Township at no cost to the township to see how we can save money for our taxpayers. In addition to what's being done for the township, on our website was posted this week information we received from PSE&G. That information will help you do a self-energy audit of your home and potentially qualify for some benefits through PSE&G. So please take advantage of these opportunities to save some money during these periods where we're all being faced with heavy-duty energy bills. Okay, that concludes this portion of our meeting. We still have one remaining item left on our legal session. So Township Committee members, if we can continue with our discussion of zoning strategy, then we can conclude.
Mr. Chairman, if I might, just before we close, and since we're still in public session, I might have been remiss, but I want to just pass something on. The last seniors meeting, we reminded our seniors about the issues that we're having with maybe some increases in COVID, etc. Many of the seniors reminded me they don't drive, and that's important when I recommended they get to their CVS or they get to their Wegmans, etc. if they do want shots. So I want to remind our seniors community, as I did then, we still have an active dial-a-ride program.
Absolutely.
And in checking with Tom Quirk through Recreation, we go out twice a week, and we'll take you to the food stores. We'll drop you off for several hours, pick you up, bring you back. You can make those arrangements through Mary Nemec at 428-2465. If you're having difficulty driving or you need assistance to get to the food stores, 428-2465 through Recreation is dial-a-ride. Please use it. So, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Okay, I'd like to reconvene our, we're going to adjourn this portion of our meeting. All in favor?
Aye.